Provost Michael Thurston, honored guests, members of the faculty, members of the graduating classes, families, and friends, I have the privilege of calling to order these commencement exercises which mark the completion of our 104th academic year of the Smith College School for Social Work. My name is Mary Ann Yoshioka, the Dean of our school, and I am delighted to be at this podium with you all at this moment. I want to acknowledge the tremendous accomplishments of our master's and doctoral graduates, not just the accomplishments of the classroom, of your placements, of dissertations, and the vast amount of work that you have accomplished, but the accomplishments of you, who each of you are, your brilliant gifts that you have brought to this school. You leave us better for it. I'd also like to acknowledge those special people who have supported you through these years, for the support they've given you on this extraordinary journey, living and learning and working and growing, all our experiences in relationship. As this day approaches, I begin to think about what I'd like to say to you all at this important moment in this last ceremony that stands between you and your degree. And there's so much that could be said about social work or social justice, the importance of clinical research, or committing to anti-racism and decolonizing praxis, or of your call to action at this moment in our country. All of these are important things. But if I only have a few minutes, I decided the most important thing I could do is to speak to you from my heart. The particular challenges of these past few years have given you a set of tools that will serve you exceptionally well, no matter what path you choose. Together, we have faced the many challenges placed in our way during the pandemic, from isolation and remote learning to challenging white supremacy and facing growing political and social upheaval. All of us are ever moving forward in our professional roles and our personal lives, and I encourage you all to find and hold the leader that is within you. It is there, and in your own way and in your own voice, it is your responsibility to encourage it to come forth. And it's true in your role as social workers, in your role as clinicians and scholars, as advocates, as researchers, and as community members. In 1918, our school was started with a vision of mental health system of psychiatric services. And in 2022, it's important that we embrace our aspiration of creating systems of care and caring systems of education to deliver clinical services that support the health and well-being of all communities and bring greater social and racial justice. Your professional life is going to put so much before you. Opportunities, calls to action, challenges, and just like these past years in clinical social work, this will be inevitable. Some of those challenges can look and feel like roadblocks. They can be unexpected developments, making it hard for you to see a path forward, to know what's best to do, to know what to decide to do. And the stakes are raised when your decisions impact the lives and the choices of others. And these are many days in the world of social work. As a school, we have found ourselves challenged to rethink our anti-racism commitment. And facing this challenge has led us to create our 5 core principles, asking us for real change at our school. And most notably, we've begun working together as a community to understand what a culture of accountability means. Doing this work in the community is important, and it's important for us to do. Langston Hughes has said that there are ways of getting almost anywhere if you really want to go. And as you move into the next stage of your career, move into new organizations, move into new communities, what are the principles from which you will operate? Can you keep them front and center even when you are pulled in many directions? These are the moments that will ask you to rise, to clarify for yourself who you are. In that moment, how will you live your values? Can you be bold, but can you be loving? It is in these moments that the leader in you grows, as you create and amplify and challenge. These are the ways that any of us grow in our power to bring whatever change is required. And I hope in those moments that you can expend at least as much energy in seeing the humanity in others as finding the shortcomings. Never underestimate the importance of being kind, of living a generosity of spirit. It's easy to show appreciation and be generous with your acknowledgement. The hardest part isn't doing it, it's remembering to notice the intentions, the work, the effort, the care that so many put into every day. And this isn't just about giving praise, it is about seeing, holding, and acknowledging the humanity around us. Do I always do this every day? No, but I strive to. And for me, it's a way to bring to life our professional commitment to respect the inherent worth and dignity of others. Graduation is a moment of reflection and also celebration. This school started as an experiment to increase access to clinical services, and our school is still an experiment in how we recognize the intersection of identities and clinical services, how we use clinical services to bring greater justice, how we develop community and hold community in the face of challenge, and how we do these same things through our educational process. These are the gifts that you bring to our social work profession and the ways that you will shape clinical services in the future. As your time as a student at Smith is drawing to a close, we know that you are going to draw upon the depth of skills and theory and perspective that you've developed here. We encourage you to draw upon the important relationships you've made here and stay connected. And at the core of all of these things is you and your daily choice of how you put your social work values into action. My dear graduates, we are here as a faculty and family and friends to recognize this important stage of your professional and personal development, and we are so very proud of you. I am pleased now to introduce to you the Provost of Smith College, Michael Thurston. I'm so thankful for his leadership at the college and his great support of the school. Please join me in welcoming Provost Michael Thurston.
Good afternoon, graduates, faculty colleagues, families, and friends. And most importantly, congratulations to you, the Smith College School for Social Work class of 2022. I want to thank the colleagues behind me and the other members of the School for Social Work faculty for your leadership, your dedication to your students, and the bold commitment to anti-racism that you manifest every day in your teaching, research, and service. Thank you. And I want to welcome this year's commencement speaker, Mia Mingus. As many of you will no doubt know, yes, we can applaud there, that's good. As many of you no doubt know, Mia Mingus is a celebrated writer and educator and trainer for transformative justice and disability justice. And with you, I look forward to hearing her thoughts on how this institution and its graduates, y'all, can fulfill a commitment to anti-racism through social justice in the world. It is my deep privilege to be with you here today, to recognize your accomplishments, to celebrate your hard work, and to honor your commitment to justice and equity. As you all know, social work is a vital profession. Your work lifts up the most vulnerable among us. It supports individuals through prevention and intervention. Your work champions equity in our systems, in our institutions, in our governments, and in our communities. More than 100 years ago, as Dean Yoshioka has reminded us, the Smith College School for Social Work found its origins in the wake of conflict, out of the need to heal the psychic and societal wounds of the Great War. Today, we are no less in need of healing. We seek to heal the mental health disparities of marginalized communities and to address the current and intensifying crisis in mental health care access. We seek to heal the traumas of displacement and statelessness around the world, including the impact of harmful immigration policies that persist in our own country. We seek to heal divided families. We seek to heal communities from unprecedented levels of gun violence on our streets and in our schools. We continue to seek to heal the psychic wounds of war. And we continue to seek to heal the effects of the ongoing COVID pandemic. Graduates, as you set forth to practice your profession, you carry on with you the legacy of those who have come before you. Such alums as Alice K. Lattis, a 1946 graduate who has been referred to as an unsung hero of the women's liberation movement and a pioneer for body psychotherapy, educated childbirth, breastfeeding, and sexuality education. Alice Lattis was a lead author of the New York Times best-selling book, The G-Spot, and Other Discoveries About Human Sexuality. And I am happy to tell you that at 101, she is still practicing part-time, continuing her research, and driving her young grandchildren to after-school activities. I know. Or let me remind you of J. Camille Hall, a 2004 graduate from the PhD program. She is a professor and associate dean for equity and inclusion at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville College of Social Work. Her research focusing on risk and resilience among Black Americans has made significant contributions to the field, and she has done significant work at the University of Tennessee to shape that institution's visions and strategies around diversity and to influence the development of policies and programs that support Black students, faculty, and staff. Or let me remind you of John Gill, the MSW class of 2007, who has been a leader in the field of community mental health. John co-founded his own organization, Beats, Rhymes, and Life, which is the world's first not-for-profit entity that uses hip-hop therapy as its primary treatment modality, bringing hip-hop-based teaching artists together with clinicians to co-facilitate group therapy for at-promise youth. Or Maki Camacho, class of 2016, who works with the Metropolitan Peace Initiative in Chicago, supporting youth and adults who are involved in street gangs or who have lost children from gang violence, and youth and families who are transitioning from incarceration. In reflecting on her clinical work and the community partnerships she has created, Maki has written, and this is really beautiful, "We are trees within an incredible forest, and yes, it is heavy. Yet what I continue learning is that there is light even in the darkest moments." Like these alums and so many others, you will do work that is necessary and challenging, work that is sometimes frustrating, but work that is always meaningful. That work, the work of caring and healing, will increasingly define how we see ourselves as a nation, a society, and a global community. Graduates, I know you will not rest as you pursue your chosen field as a social worker. The faculty has prepared you well. You, in turn, will change this field for the better. Like all of my faculty colleagues, I look forward to seeing the change that you will lead. And on behalf of the President, Kathleen McCartney, and of Smith College, I congratulate you. Thank you.
Every year, the graduating classes speak one member of their class to offer remarks on their behalf. And I'd like to welcome to the podium the MSW class speaker, Beth Nanjala Luvisia.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to have been elected to be your class speaker, and I'm grateful to know that my classmates saw something in me and believed in me to stand here today and hopefully deliver and say some impactful and quotable words. But this year, we decided to do things differently. This speech has been collectively written by myself and some other BIPOC students. We decided to do this speech this way because it felt odd to have one person speak to the experience of 100+ graduates. We have all gone through the pandemic and had to adjust to online learning while simultaneously trying to foster a relationship with our peers and manage our personal lives. This speech was born out of a collaborative effort that speaks to how we have collectively moved during our time here at Smith as a means of survival. As Dr. Smith will put it, "You're roll deep, I never see you alone." We're also part of a wider collective of staff and faculty of color who merit our acknowledgement. We thank each of you all for the ways you have supported, seen, and loved us through this experience. We also thank all past and present and future members of Council who have created a home for us here, taught us about grit, resistance, and family. We'll not be here without you. We began our graduate school careers in summer of 2020, only months after the start of the pandemic, on the heels of George Floyd's murder and the protests that followed. As we zoomed in to classes, we held and tended to concerns about health, safety, and loneliness for ourselves and our loved ones. We mourned individual and collective losses, and we attempted to hold on to hope. It was under this context that we became the Smith School for Social Work's class of 2022. Within this context, we grappled with complex dilemmas and labored to complete our schoolwork. We made our way through this intense program because of our loved ones both in and out of this room. Thank you to all of our beloveds for encouraging us, nurturing us, and putting up with us this past 27 months. We know it wasn't easy. Despite the adversity we faced as a class along the way, we continue to show up on Zoom, in classrooms, and with our respective communities. We processed more emotions than we have ever felt possible. We envisioned a brighter future for the field of social work, and we found our way to each other. We created community. We created a community of radical dreamers, fierce advocates, critical thought partners, and generous care workers. As Audre Lorde once said, without community, there is no liberation. As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter in our lives, it is important to take a moment and acknowledge the collective grief that we as students, professors, friends, and family experienced across the country when the pandemic started. In the SSW community, we enrolled into an in-person program that resulted in us being test subjects for virtual schooling. We learned new methods of connecting with people while engaging virtually in our master's program and SSW community. While being in the Zoom world for 10+ hours a day, we experienced loneliness and isolation. We experienced Zoom fatigue, and that made engaging in community bonding and activities another virtual task instead of a time of reprieve and fun. We grieved the loss of the opportunity to bond with each other in person as we suffered through the intensity of the program. We also grieve and reckon with the heartbreak of uniting in person for our final summer, knowing we missed out on 2 summers of all the things that make this program manageable. The joy, the laughter, and the play in this beautiful environment. But also the hugs and the shared meals when we're struggling. While it's been a wild and challenging ride, we are grateful to spend this last summer in person, soaking up all the sweetness possible. We also cannot continue without acknowledging the position of being Black, Indigenous, and people of color in a predominantly white institution, which presented an additional challenge to an already rigorous program. BIPOC folks have been involved in Council for Students of Color, the Anti-Racism Planning Group, Student Org, and other community organizing efforts to improve the institution for everyone. It has cost us to do this. We acknowledge and uplift the students who started with us, but are not here to graduate with us today as a result of burnout and lack of support. As we leave Smith, we will take with us the collective care and love that Council created for us. We carry the wisdom and courage we've witnessed from our peers and mentors at Smith. We hold on to the relationships we've built with each other that will help propel us to transform this field and become the social workers we want to be. We take our unapologetic existence under white supremacist structures as an act of resistance. Our class was not given an easy task to find the abundance in a moment of upheaval felt impossible. But thankfully, we were gifted with a constellation of people that were so ready to offer each other what Bell Hooks calls a love ethic, showing care, respect, knowledge, integrity, and the will to cooperate. We took that gift seriously, and we built a network of care that helps us hold the immensity of the moment and any moment we are going through together. We do this for us, we do this for those who came before us, and we do this for those who follow. As we move into different constellations, may we remember what it felt like to practice loving each other through this program. May this remembrance be our guide in creating a wilder net of love and resistance in a field that so desperately needs our brilliance, creativity, and radical spirits. May it be. Congratulations, class of 2022, we did it.
I would like to welcome to the podium now the PhD graduating class speaker, Georgette Michelle Saad.
Good afternoon. I first, before even getting started with the speech, would like to acknowledge the incredible feat that this class in front of me, the MSW class, has done to get here today. It is something unmatched by anybody else, and any words I say moving forward will pale in comparison to that which your class speaker has shared. It is truly remarkable, so I wanted to share that with you all first. Good afternoon. My name is Georgette Sade, she and her pronouns, and I am eternally grateful to be chosen as the class speaker for the PhD program and the doctoral students that spanned several years of really difficult, hard, grueling work, which you only really know if you really know what that means. And so I am extremely grateful to be elected in this position today. I would like to first thank God for blessing me beyond measure. This moment is a testimony to that in every single way. I would also like to recognize all of the families, both given and chosen, the tireless supporters and mentors of each graduate. It is not easy to support those of us who choose this profession, and the family and friends in the crowd really understand that on a different level, and I appreciate all of you here today. Many don't understand why we choose this path, but you choose to love us anyways, so I thank you for marking both an end and a beginning for us here today. A deep gratitude to our professors in the doctoral program, some of who have moved on to inspiring social workers across the country, especially Dr. Corbin and Dr. Basham. I would be also remiss not to express the profound impact that Dr. Hamilton Mason, Dr. Montgomery, Dr. Hadley, Dr. Greathouse, and Dr. Rosenberger had on who I am today. I am a better person for having been your student. Thank you to my committee members, Dr. B. Capistrant, Dr. Risa Donnelly, and my chair and director of the PhD program, Dr. Ora Nakash. I will be forever blown away by your wisdom, steadfastness, and brilliance. But lastly, and certainly not least, a lasting and appreciation gratitude to my parents, my brothers and sisters, my partner Frederick, and our daughter Kenya. Your patience is unmatched. And a special greeting and recognition of Dr. Jennifer Kaw, who cannot join us on the East Coast today, but without whom, along with Dr. Brandy Stewart, I would not be standing here in front of you today. This day also belongs to you. And now, good afternoon, doctors. Today, instead of urging everyone to take action and rehashing all of the devastating things happening in our world, I wrote that speech twice and trashed that. I will spend my time expressing gratitude to the people who I have had the privilege of serving and share what they have taught me over a decade of work in this field now. By the time I arrived to this draft, I was also reminded a bit incredulously that what we do is life-saving work, and that is what all of you here will embark on doing moving forward. And yes, I would agree that that is true, but also I am constantly humbled by the people that I serve. So today I will share with you some lessons that they have taught me along the way. When I was a brand new social worker, a BSW, I worked with a young man who had a file 6 inches thick. I called him Child of Life. He taught me that a therapeutic relationship sometimes forms when you bake pumpkin pie together, and that relationship is the mechanism through which we can shift from surviving to thriving. Connection. Later in that same year, when I was starting to feel the water rise with one of my clients and was worried if they would be okay, my colleague, Dr. Habib Bangura, told me, "They survived before you got there and will survive after you leave." Humility. We are wired to survive. Once I decided that I still wanted to be a social worker, I got my master's and then found myself in a community mental health organization, Mary Center, about 10 years ago now today. One of my first clients there arrived for their appointment in the heat of July in a Halloween costume, complete with sunglasses that they never took off for the entire hour. And I didn't miss a beat. Come as you are. Acceptance. It didn't take long to meet another individual who made me a better clinician. After remembering how she hated when therapists use that soft, gentle voice, you all know what I'm talking about. I remember brushing off her claim that nothing will ever get better, and I told her that I would have enough hope for the both of us until she was ready. Years later, she told me that that moment was the beginning of her healing. Authenticity. When I started to specialize in infant and early childhood work, I became privy to the nuances and development of early attachment relationships. What blew me away, though, was realizing that kids can not only handle the truth, but often already know the painful truths that we try to keep from them. We, the adults, are the ones who struggle. And as Alicia Lieberman put it, speak the unspeakable. And lastly, in more than a decade, I learned that nothing is more healing than someone delighting in your very existence. And that at the end of it all, that is what truly matters. And that is what I want to leave you with today. In the true spirit of a strengths-based approach, I challenge you to seek connection, practice humility, emanate acceptance of others, show up with authenticity, speak the unspeakable, and delight in each other. We are extremely privileged to be in this position today as scholars and as graduates. It is our duty now to use that position to lead. We will teach, we will train, we will mentor, we will research, we will write, we will create. We will change the landscape together. I am honored to stand beside my colleagues, my fellow doctors, and amongst an entire class of graduates of social work who are committed to untangling and standing up against the injustice that is alive and well, that was just spoken about, and instead move forward with the strengths of humankind. Congratulations to today's graduating class. Let's take it in and get to work.
Each year, the NASW asks us to identify an MSW student to receive the NASW Student of the Year Award. Last month, the Dean's Office invited faculty and advisors to nominate a candidate who has demonstrated exceptional professional commitment and dedication to social work values through student leadership, field practice, and outstanding academic work. 8 exceptional students were nominated. An academic panel was convened to evaluate these nominations and forwarded one name to the NASW for this year's recognition. Please stand when I read your name. We'll applaud all of you after everyone is standing. The 8 nominees in alphabetical order were Allison Espinoza Sechko, let's applaud for everyone after they stand. Thanks. Tracy Estrada, Felicia Kanu, Rowan Oak, Rachel Steinler, Odessa Timmerman, Annie Want, and Kristen Woods. Please applaud. All of you are valued as exceptional students and future social workers by your professors and your colleagues. You can all be seated. This year's NASW Student of the Year Award goes to Felicia Kanu. Now, Felicia, you're going to have to listen to all these wonderful things that people have said about you. It is my great pleasure to share with all of you just a few of my colleagues' thoughts and perspectives of our time with Felicia. One comment said, Felicia has displayed immense capacity and will be an incredible asset to the field of social work going forward. Another said, she's equal parts no nonsense and fun. That's no small feat. She's always authentically herself and is more than willing to not only creatively troubleshoot, but to try new things, even if she's never attempted them before. She tries incredibly hard to include everybody, support everybody, and practice a radical ethic of care. She's the epitome of what a social worker can and should be. Another comment, Felicia's humor has held space for folks to show up as more of themselves. I appreciate her reflexivity and ability to dive into the unknown with optimism. Or, I've experienced Felicia as thoughtfully engaged and committed to leaving places and people better than when she arrived. She's done this while also understanding how much there is to still learn, and by modeling how a curious posture can support learning, growth, and action. Felicia brings great energy to all of her endeavors, from the classroom to interactions on campus and to the anti-racism planning group discussions and planning. She lives and moves in a way that demonstrates how to show up in spaces authentically and purposefully. Felicia, please accept this award in recognition of your exceptional commitment and dedication to social work values. Know that I represent my colleagues, both faculty and staff, in holding a deep respect and admiration for who you are, how you work, and your orientation to our field.
It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement presenter who needed to deliver her remarks through this pre-recording. Mia Mingus is a writer, an educator, and trainer for transformative justice and disability justice. She's a queer, physically disabled Korean, transracial, and transnational adoptee raised in the Caribbean. Mia founded and currently leads SOIL, a transformative justice project which builds the conditions for transformative justice to grow and thrive. She's committed to community, interdependence, and creating a world where disabled children can live free of violence and with dignity and love. Please join me in watching Mia Mingus.
Hello, class of 2022. First off, let me offer my most sincere congratulations to you. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you all. Thank you for inviting me to be a small part of celebrating this milestone in your life, this huge milestone in your life. You should be very proud of yourselves. What an accomplishment. I mean, what a moment. This moment is such a culmination of all of your hard work, time, and energy. And in no small part, especially since I am sure the last few years were not what you thought they would be. They were not what any of us thought they would be. So to graduate in the midst of a pandemic is truly an accomplishment. Big graduation love and celebrations all around. Now, I don't know what each of your plans are for the next chapter of your life or where your path. Hello, class of 2022. First off, let me offer my most sincere congratulations to you. Congratulations! I'm so happy for you all. Thank you for inviting me to be a small part of celebrating this milestone in your life, this huge milestone in your life. You should be very proud of yourselves. What an accomplishment. I mean, what a moment. This moment is such a culmination of all of your hard work, time, and energy. And in no small part, especially since I am sure the last few years were not what you thought they would be. They were not what any of us thought they would be. So to graduate in the midst of a pandemic is truly an accomplishment. Big graduation love and celebrations all around. Now, I don't know what each of your plans are for the next chapter of your life or where your paths may lead, but I hope, no matter what you do, that you will work for a better and more just world, that you will be part of the majesty of liberatory work going on around the globe, work that is pushing back against greed, violence, exploitation, fear, apathy, and shame. I hope you will be part of the creative magic of building the world that we long for and the world that we all, and most certainly future generations, deserve. Because it will take all of us doing all different kinds of work, playing all different kinds of roles. There is no one way to fight for justice. There is no one way to change the world. We need everyone. We need everyone creating and engaging and agitating and dreaming and supporting and leading and repairing and growing. It's all hands on deck. And we need every tool in our collective toolbox, our metaphorical and literal material toolbox, including the tools we haven't yet created, which, I don't know, maybe some of you will be part of creating. Who knows? We need you and all the brilliance that you hold and that you bring. We need you. Because it's not enough to push back against the world that we don't want, to only push back. That is important work. We have to resist the world that we don't want, absolutely. But we also have to work to build the world that we want, the world that we long for and dream of. It's not enough just to protest the current system we have, because we know that that system is incredibly unjust. It's not enough just to resist the status quo, though again, protesting the world we don't want, resisting the status quo, they are all incredibly important. But we also need to create new systems, better systems. We need to create alternatives to our current systems. We can throw out normal and embrace difference. We can push back against selfishness and individualism by working to practice interdependence. None of you made it to this day all by yourselves. None of you made it here all by yourselves. You all had people who were part of getting you here, who supported you, who fed you, who taught you, who grew your food, who made your clothes. We can practice interdependence with each other and with the planet. And let me just say, because none of this really matters if we don't have a planet. None of our work really matters if we don't have a planet that we can actually live and thrive on. So I hope, whatever you do, protecting the planet will also be part of it. I hope that it will be part of your everyday lives. We must embrace and practice interdependence, because none of the big, important changes that we want can happen without collective work. We cannot create these changes alone. They're not easy to do. If they were easy, they would have already been done. If we could do it alone, we would have already done it. We will need each other to be able to go up against many of the forces that threaten our safety and our survival, our dignity and our futures. We need to move from a place of interdependence and acknowledge that we need each other. We need each other because, we can push back against a culture of disposability wherever we encounter it. We must, whether it pertains to the planet or each other. No matter where you go or what you do, I hope you grow something new. I hope you aren't afraid of it's never been done, or that's not how we do things here, or that won't work, that'll never work, that's impossible. And I hope you take chances to try something new, to try a new way, to color outside the lines, to experiment and make mistakes, to take risks. I hope you stay creative and innovative and bold. Inspiration is a sacred compass. Follow it and you will never be led astray. I hope you can embrace your mistakes and your failures, even your spectacular failures, especially your spectacular failures, because the lessons you learn from them will be critical and will push you to grow and blossom in ways you never even imagined. That, my friends, is how you level up. I hope you don't push your failures, your mistakes. I hope you don't push them away, run, or hide from them. Because yes, of course, failure is the steepest of learning curves. Absolutely, it's challenging, it's a struggle, but the lessons you will learn from them, the lessons you will learn from failure, it's some of the most profound and best education you will ever receive. Don't waste time running from your mistakes. Reflect and learn from them. Always remember, comfort and transformation do not live on the same block. If you want to grow, you must seek out discomfort. Because frankly, we need more people who are not afraid of making mistakes, who are not afraid of their humanity, who are not trying to be capitalist machines or perfect social justice robots that say and do all the right things all the time, every day. No, we need people who can embrace their humanness, their flawed and magnificent humanity. We need people who are not afraid of their hearts and their feelings, who are not afraid of love, true love. The kind of love that moves people out onto the streets to risk their safety and their freedoms to fight for other people. The kind of love that can tell the much needed truth, especially when it's not convenient or easy. The kind of love that sparks a movement and compels others to action. The kind of love that transforms. And in the words of Bell Hooks, right? The true purpose of love is to transform. And transformation is never easy. The kind of love that is so profoundly powerful that it can set fire to a world gone wrong, leaving behind fertile ashes to grow something new. Sometimes only fire can germinate a seed. I know you are going to do great things. Whether you know it or not, I know it. You're going to do great things. I know that you're going to be part of making the world a better place, a more just and loving place. I know you're going to use your power for good. So I hope you grow. I hope you risk and fail and learn and grow and risk and fail and learn and grow and then risk and fail and learn and grow again. That's how you change. That's how you get better. I hope you push back against the world you don't want and also work to build the world that you do want. The world your heart aches for. The world that we all know is possible. It just takes unyielding dedication and soulful commitment to each other and commitment to our values and our morals. I hope we can build individual and collective moral compass that can lead us, that can be a light in the dark. If we want a different world, then we have to build it. We are the ones who have to put in the time and the work. It's on us if that's what we want. It's easy to talk about it. It's much harder to do. I hope you dream and innovate and create and laugh deep belly laughs. You know what I'm talking about? Every single day. That's the kind of joy I hope that you seek out. That's the kind of love and relationships and cultures that I hope you seek out and that I hope you are part of creating and helping to build and maintain. I hope you are bold and brave, and I hope you are inspired. We need you and the wonderful things that you will do. We need all of your big ideas. We need all of your humanity and heart and capacity for love and liberation and mistakes. I can't wait to see what you will do. And I'm so excited for the next part of your journey. So from my heart to yours, congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Thank you so much. Bye.
The candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy will present themselves at this time.
I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and to certify on behalf of the faculty of the doctoral program in social work that they have fulfilled the requirements set for that degree.
By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and admit you to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Mariana Yuko Bergeron Doherty. Experiences of women of color who had a baby in the NICU. Maria del Pilar Bratko, bilingual therapy between Latinx identified therapist and client, a mixed method study to understand how Latinx therapists utilize personal disclosure in clinical work with Spanish-speaking clients. Kimberly T. Calhoun, Developing Cultural Humility, a qualitative study on mental health clinicians. Rachel Fryman, Jewish Engagement and Finances within Separation and Divorce, a secondary data analysis of the United Jewish Appeal Population Study. Renee Michelle Lindquist, Canine-assisted therapy and its role in the development of therapeutic alliance in working with early attachment trauma, an intersubjective lens. Lisa A. Mattis, It's Over, a descriptive study of patient-initiated termination of face-to-face psychotherapy via email and text message. Georgette Michelle Saad, Parent-Child Interaction Therapy with Latine Families, a team approach. Brandy Stewart, African American parent stories about how race, culture, class, and personal experiences influence parental involvement with public high schools, a narrative analysis.
The candidates for the degree of Master of Social Work will present themselves at this time.
I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Master of Social Work and to certify on behalf of the faculty of the graduate program in social work that they have fulfilled the requirements set forth for that degree.
By virtue of the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the Board of Trustees of Smith College and by them delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree of Master of Social Work and admit you to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
Reagan Adair. Mika Agate Mays. Molly Barrett. Haley Ann Belsario. Ana Iris Boar. Audrey Faye Bruel. Maggie Carroll. Juliana Casilla. Seima Rose Castle. Erica Haley Chapman. Colleen DeHaze. Lauren Ludo Dougherty. Laura Dowd. Lillianne Dunn. Michaela Yvonne Eckerd. Danny Lewis Zumwalt Edlin. Allison Hope Espinosa Sketcho. Tracy Denise Estrada Marquez. Valerie Lynn Bailey. Brittany Gallego Fisher. Lee Fournier Lewis. Becca Frank. Cheryl Ann Fru Lario. Isabella Dancy Gabrielson. Julia Kathleen Galeota.
Emma Adele Galvin. Mayra Janet Garcia Cuevas. Anna Goldpet. Rowan Harper Gray. Eva Kiwating Grimaldi. Jose Angel Guevara. Taylor Lane Huff. Sam Hanft. Lauren Stella Harper. Anissa Harsha. Farron Hart. Asher O'Connor Hawk. Lydia Marie Hernandez. Amy Buckley Hoops. Aaron Fulton Hume. Sadie James. Rosalie Jenkel. Kelsey M. Johnson. Felicia Whitney Canoe. Eliza Kaplan. Justine Killian. Tova Celine Lipkin Sulars. Beth Nanjala Luvicia. Danielle Antoinette Madden. Sam Mashaw.
Carney Greenleaf McDonald. Jackie Lee McIntosh. Misha Asher Rashad Merrill. Stella Metzger. Ryan M. Miller. Sarah Elizabeth Mugridge. Nadia Alexis Nezmachov. Patricia Normo. Rowan Oak. Tim Oakes. Stephanie Campbell O'Brien. Tori O'Dwyer. Brianne O'Gallagher. Kenny Olachowski. Ava Elizabeth Parent. Michaela Tennyson Paul. Leah Basia-Wald Picard. John Pinkham. Olivia Elizabeth Plant. Anna M. Plotkin Swing. Sarah Victoria Pritchard. Kelly Borden Ryan. Ryan Michael Rubia Richards. Kyle James Richardson. Karina Ann Rosendahl.
Laura Maria Rubio. Devin Roosh. Rachel Sudati Ellerson. Maggie Sawyer. Emily Shuitt. Dade Scott Scolardi. Amy Elizabeth Shaw. Natalie Charlotte Shoemaker. Stephanie Slappick. Rachel Maylee Steinler. Michael Sweet. Odessa Ianthi Timmerman McLean. Chelsea Trombley. Sarah Rebecca Turbo. Sophia Helena Volpe. Annie Claire Want. Meredith Jane Ward. Jessica Way. Becca White. Eve White. Kristen Elizabeth Woods. Allegra Michelle Wyatt. Sarah Young. Natalie Zeif.
And now, former doctoral and master's students, you are from this moment on alumni of the Smith College School for Social Work, and we welcome you to the ranks of well over 7,000 individuals who have graduated from our school since its inception in 1918. You are an invaluable resource to our profession and to our world. Best wishes and congratulations to you all.